Hey there, internet friends, Trevor Starkey here, and your irregularly scheduled episode of Trevor Performs the Drop will not be seen today. Instead, I will be delivering you a special report, my top 10 things I learned from my first Destiny raid. If you haven't been following along, the background is basically, I played vanilla Destiny, but I didn't have any internet friends at the time, so I never played what everybody deemed and lauded as the best content of the game, the raids. Starting with Vault of Glass, didn't play that, didn't play any of the ones that came after, and by the time Taken King came around, I was still maybe so resentful from the fact that I had not been able to experience the best that Destiny had to offer, and basically said, no, you're not getting more of my money, I'm not coming back to it. But then a few years went by, and I got a lot of internet friends, and Destiny 2 hype started swirling around, and so I said, fine, fuck it, I'll pick it up. And I spent the first week getting a Hunter raid ready, got him up to in the 270s in terms of light level, and figured I'm good to go. I've got some friends that were looking for some people to raid with, so I hopped in, and I have attempted my first raid. So here are the things I learned. Spoilers within. Number 1. The raid is not at all a welcoming experience to new players. Now, I figure after having beaten Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 and doing some stuff in the Crucible even and going on some strikes, I would be well versed in Destiny and what Destiny has to offer. But no, in the raid, they throw all sorts of bullshit mechanics and craziness at the wall just because they want to see how people figure things out, I guess. But that's fucking terrible game design, because you don't let people know how to do the mechanic that you need them to do. There's nothing in there outside of trial and error, and that's not good. Like, you should give guidance to your player to get them through this, and Destiny doesn't. So it's bullshit that they lock behind what everybody deems as the best content, and it certainly is the most interesting and diverse content of the game, but the fact that you didn't do anything in the 20 hours played prior to that to set up any of the shit you do in the raid outside of killing the things that need killing, it's bullshit. Fuck that noise. Fuck this. Number 2. The last thing I want to hear about while I'm trying to attempt to finish the raid before it wipes and resets is how quickly you finish the raid. Seriously. Good for you that you fucking started and finished the raid in the 5 hours that we've been attempting to do this one portion of the final boss fight, but go fuck yourself. We'll celebrate some other time when I'm not pissed off and trying to do it. Read the fucking stream. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Number 3. The social aspect of the raid is directly at odds with the tactical aspect of the raid. Raids are a great chance to hang out with your friends, they said. Well, not when somebody's funny little story is keeping us from hearing the call-outs that we need to find our objectives and our targets. If I need to rely on myself and 5 other people to be completely focused in order to not fuck up a sequence for the 100th time, joking about how cool your fucking emote is about likely to make me snap. So your levity in a situation that I'm trying to fight through is not helping our progress in the raid because everything wants to kill you, and our friendship because I want to kill you. Number 4. The raid will inevitably force me into a playstyle I hate. I'm not a fan of auto rifles or submachine guns. I prefer taking my time to fire off a little bit more of a precision shot with a hand cannon or a scout rifle. It's probably why I don't really do PvP, because I don't do well under the pressure of that kind of stuff. But when I'm being overwhelmed by dozens of enemies at a time, I don't have time for that precision shot, so I end up wasting a shit ton of extra ammo as I'm trying to flail around in a panicked flurry and try and kill whatever I can so that it doesn't kill me and waste my team's time, or so that it doesn't kill my team member and waste their time. So, fuck you for forcing me into that bullshit. Number 5. Bungie couldn't ship a finished product to save their lives. Rebalance all the PvP shit you want. I don't give a fuck. You can nerf guns, buff guns, do whatever the hell you want there. But if I'm playing this for a PvE experience, which I am, I don't want to go into a fucking stealth area in this game and have random AI dogs pop up out of the middle of nowhere and completely blow the stealth segment of the game because your fucking job didn't get done. It's also pretty much bullshit that back-to-back attempts at the Nightfall resulted in some random error named guitar that booted us back into orbit. And then on a third attempt, when we were actually on track to kill the boss with a few minutes to spare even, it's incredibly bullshit to see all of our characters die, and then the game basically just say, well, we can't find a spawn point for you, so waiting, as the time just ticks down. Fuck you. Fuck your cute little error names like guitar or baboon that don't mean a goddamn thing, and fix your fucking shit. Number 6. RNGesus is a fucking shitlord. I get that it's not as bad as previous Destiny experiences, especially back in vanilla Destiny, where you could have Rahul decrypt an exotic and give you a purple, or a purple and give you a blue, or whatever. But if everybody on my fire team is putting in the exact same amount of time and effort into the raid, those loot chests we unlock at each of those checkpoints better be fucking worthwhile for everyone. What the fuck am I supposed to do with these coins if I can't even fucking finish the raid to cash them in? So, you know, it's nice that my buddy got a sweet raid chest, though, because I got fucking jack shit. Number 7. My patience wears thin real quick. If you haven't noticed by the tone of this piece so far, I tend to have a bit of a short fuse when it comes to my temper. So, if I'm having to routinely restart because you died in the first round of something we know we have to do 3 goddamn times, I'm probably going to get a little pissed off. I might not say anything about it. I might choose instead to silently seethe at you through my television screen, but I am enraged nonetheless. Number 8. Bungie is full of cat people. Given what a goddamn pain in the ass the pleasure gardens are, and how much Bungie seems to be setting up people to hate dogs through the design of that portion of the raid, I can only assume that the team designing the shit show are cat people. Which makes sense, because of course cat people are the worst kind of people. Number 9. I can't escape it. Despite all the grievances I'm laying forth, I can't escape this game. I went to bed after a 12-hour attempt at the raid, and just couldn't do anything but see the gun swaying back and forth in my mind's eye as I ran through alien planets or some bullshit. I couldn't sleep that night because Destiny was just infected my mind and driving me insane. Number 10. It's probably not worth my time. I don't know if I'll finish the raid. We didn't yesterday, as we tried to race against the clock. Going into a 5-hour session last night at the final boss, we made it to the damage portion of that final boss 1 time in 5 hours. I don't think I have the patience to deal with that kind of shit again. And now that the entire raid has reset, I would have to go through the 12 hours of pain and nightmare from the other day as well. And at least in my current state of mind, I don't want a fucking thing to do with that. Maybe if I just continue grinding through and leveling up and powering up and can somehow, you know, just come in and be a little bit more powerful and overpowered against some of that shit, maybe I'll be tempted to do it. But right now, just like I learned with Bloodborne last year when I played through that for 24 hours for my extra live stream, there is nothing that Bungie can do that is a reward worthy enough of the 17 hours I've wasted with that raid already. It left me with a few laughs among some friends, but what I'm going to remember is the anger and the frustration I felt with how shittily unfair certain elements of that game were, and the design, and how pissed off I was almost the entire time trying to go through this. Even the few brief cathartic moments we had as we finished a section after 6 long hours of attempting it don't make up for the 6 fucking hours that it took to attempt it. And if your response to any of this has been, get good, well, you can go fuck yourself too. I would expect any of the stuff described above to be incorporated into a prestige level run of the raid. That's fine. Make that as difficult as you can so that all the people who do scream, get good, are crying in anguish with the suffering that that special brand of asshole thrives on. But for the average run-of-the-mill basic raid experience, make it more fucking accessible. You don't get to brag about the best content of your game being locked away behind such an absurdly steep learning and difficulty curve. So fuck you, Bungie, you sadistic fucks. Crunch is a very real and bullshit element in the games industry, but I feel a little bit less bad about you guys having to have suffered it. So those are my thoughts on the Leviathan raid of Destiny 2. Let me know what you thought about the raid in the comments below. As always, I've been your host, Trevor Starkey from TrevorTrove.com. You can follow me at SnarkyStarkey on Twitter. You can read a full rundown of these grievances over at TrevorTrove.com with a link in the description below. You can probably catch the archive of our attempts at this raid over at the Irrational Passions Twitch stream. And as always, from here at the Trove, treasure your friends.